What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we are going to be talking about Void Vortex and Realms Gate. So a lot of people have been asking, Barry, what are the best heroes? What are the best lineups to actually push in the Void? And that's what we're going to try to address here. We're going to go over where they kind of fall in a tier list style, but there's going to be a lot of asterisks here and a lot of discussion. So please don't just jump to the end and look at the final thing. Take a second, make sure you listen to each one of these heroes to understand what they're good at and where. There'll be two heroes on this list that are mainly just for Realms Gate and not Vortex. Those are going to be at the very end. We'll talk about them and put them in a tier list. So you might get to the end and be like, why is that hero even on this list? He's horrible in Vortex. Well, that's because he's really good in Realms Gate, but there's not enough heroes to talk about to make a separate Realms Gate list. So that's why we are doing that. So let's jump into it. I think the best way to start this is go with the God tier hero. Pretty much the same as Aspen Dungeon. You have Tix. So Tix is just God tier, S tier. He's in a tier on his own, mainly because of the way his active and his basic work. They deal damage based on the enemy's attack, and because the Vortex infinitely scales pretty much, it keeps going up and up and up. You're going to be able to keep up with those giant health pools because you're going to be doing damage based on the enemy's attack, which is also scaling up. So he's very, very strong. One thing that is very good with him, if you are going to push very far, is going to be an upgraded Punisher Staff as well, because again, that's extra damage that's tacked on based on his attack. So if you have a Tix with V4 imprints, you're going to start doing really, really amazing damage. You're going to be popping off. Part of the way that you actually accomplish that as well is using Ignis. So Ignis is probably the best support hero in the game for pushing Vortex, and that is because you're going to energy feed your Tixes so that they can start off, they can do multiple actives in a row and get some really big damage numbers going. Because when it comes to Vortex, you need to kill those enemies within like 3 to 4 rounds tops. Usually your Tix will not live past 2 rounds. Really, none of your heroes will live past 2 rounds because the damage numbers are crazy. Now, optimally, of course, you're going to have upgraded Demon Bells to feed the Tix the energy round 1, and then, of course, Ignis will feed them the energy in round 2. But again, you have to, that's very, very endgame. As far as normal players go, though, if you do have Ignis with a basic Tix, with the Tix having all your Void imprints, you're going to do really good. Of course, having multiple Tix is how you're really going to push. You're going to want 2 E5 Tix if you really, really want to go far when it comes to the Vortex. There's another really strong hero that I want to put at the top, but is not very easily obtainable, and that is Scarlet Queen Hellora. So her damage buff, the extra 20% damage, the crit damage bonus, all the damage bonuses she gives to our team are very, very strong for this game mode. Plus, of course, the ping she does if you put her in slot 1. She's going to be pinging all over the place with her Royal's Guard passive buff. She's very, very strong. She does a lot of damage, but she's not really there for the damage. She's there for the damage buffs. You know who else is going to be there for those damage buffs? You're going to have Regan. So Regan is going to be another one that increases your attack, your crit, everything, your crit damage. He's going to be really, really important because, again, those first 2 rounds are so crucial when it does come to the Vortex. He is going to be part of almost every one of your lineups and is very, very important. The typical lineup that you'll see pushing endgame, or at least not typical, but one of the ones that I've seen do very good, is having 2 Tix, 2 Ignis feeding them, a Queen, and a Regan. That is like the solid standard team if you're looking to really push far. And of course, when it comes down to it, if you're really looking to push far, you're going to need those upgraded Demon Bells for the energy feed. You're going to need those upgraded Splendid Punisher Staffs on the Tix as well. So that is the core of it right there. But one hero I will throw into the A tier, excuse me, is going to be Carrie as well. So Carrie is going to have a dual purpose. She's amazing in Realms Gate when you pair her with Inosuke for puppet waves. And she is also very, very good if you need to drain energy on Garudas and things like that, the enemies of Vortex. because she can revive as well. That does mean you can hope to, like, you know, live to round 3 or 4. You kill off most of the enemy team, and all they have is that one Garuda left. Well, guess what? My Carrie is coming back, and we're going to constantly energy drain and hopefully pull off a win. Now, does she do a ton of damage? Not necessarily. She's there for the support. She's there to prevent actives from happening and completely destroying your team. And she's there for coming back very late in the rounds to finish it off. So that right there is pretty much the main core if you're looking to really push. But there are plenty of alternative heroes that do decent, especially in the early game, or provide support. Drake is another one that can do very, very good. Drake can add that defense down. He can dodge, of course, and maybe high roll it if you don't have a queen for slot 1. He can be useful. I kind of had a hard time deciding if I want to put him in C or B, but I feel like B is a good spot because he's a good support hero for this. Another hero we will slot in here at the B tier is probably going to be Sword Flash. So again, another hero that not many people have, but she can be pretty good in this mode with her dodging. Her active, if she can somehow manage to kill off a target, her active can be devastating high damage. But honestly, I feel like she's more of a C hero. It's for that whale that doesn't have the ticks, but why are you using her? If you're a whale, you have a ticks. It's kind of that weird conundrum you're kind of in, the back and forth. She can be useful though. She definitely can, but it does take a little bit to actually make her work properly. Another good support hero can be Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra can do really amazing with her shields to keep your team alive. She does have that healing curse. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but I mean, if you get this to land on the Adas, on the Garudas, it can make a big difference. But again, mainly she is there for her shields and her Petrify. If she does manage to get her active off and petrify the front row, well, that can help a lot, just like it can when you're talking about Tower of Oblivion. So the next 2 heroes we're going to put on this list are going to be heroes that are pretty much dedicated to only early progress. So not everybody is going to have the hero or are going to have the heroes that you see at the top. This is kind of like the end game, but there are some heroes, if you don't have the ticks, if you don't have the carries, the Rogans, that you can make some really good early game progress. Maybe get up to like Pioneer, maybe Explore. It's what we did on the Lights Army account. We got up to Explorer with, and that is going to be Russell. So Russell can do pretty decent in the earlier stages. He does fall off very hard once you're an Explorer, so just let that be known. He does not carry you very far. He's good to get you to like Pioneer, maybe in that ballpark. And also another hero that is very, very similar is going to be Garuda. She can help with progress. She can help get you there. Everybody kind of still has that Garuda. Does she get bumped up the list as soon as Void imprints get implemented for her? Maybe, not quite sure, but it is something that can help out. And this is kind of the core. If you're using heroes outside of these for Vortex, you're not going to see very great performance. But again, these are the heroes you're pretty much building for PvP right now as well. I was contemplating putting Forces on here, but I couldn't really find a great spot. Should we have? Maybe he deserves a C spot. He probably deserves a C spot. So that is a little asterisk right there as well. The last thing we're going to talk about here are the last 2 heroes are going to be for Realms Gate exclusive. So if you are struggling to get Realms Gate done, the puppet waves, I would definitely take a look at Horus. He's really good at doing those puppet waves, mainly because he can break CC when he blocks 3 times. So that's really, really good. And last but certainly not least, probably one of the best heroes to have on your lineup for pushing very high difficulty Void Corruption in Realms Gate is going to be Inosuke. So Inosuke, again, big asterisk. This is just for Realms Gate, not for Vortex. So this one has a lot of asterisks next to it as well, because he requires an upgraded Magic Stone Sword so that he only takes a percentage of his health max per hit. And pretty much all you need is a 10-star Inosuke and a carry, and you can beat just about any single one of those Realms Gate battles. I'll post a picture here as well right over it. The highest damage number we've seen. This is essentially Carrie just dying over and over and over and over and over but having an unkillable Inosuke, it just leads to some really crazy combinations. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Let me know what you guys think. I think what we're going to do next is probably jump into a just basic guide for new players coming into the Void. I know it's a very confusing thing to jump into the Void, so this one's aimed a little bit more for those late to end game players, but does give you a little bit of advice if you are in the mid game trying to decide what to do and who to build if you want to push the Void. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think I missed anybody? If I did, again, drop it in the comments down below. I try to make this list very pay to win artifact friendly, where you don't know, I mean, there are other alternatives. We could have put Flora on here, but then you need like more splendid artifacts. Kind of want to stay away from that. So let me know what your comments are down below. Let me know what you think. Will we do an updated one soon? Probably after the Void imprints. We'll see. But hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Take 1 second, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.